Ministry was issued, assuring the public that through the diplomatic channels, the ministry will continue to engage with the UK government on this matter to explore durable solutions that are mutually beneficial for both countries and their citizens. Now, we're going to speak to the UK's decision to understand a bit further on what exactly this decision on the visa means. And in studio, we're being joined by His Excellency British High Commissioner to Botswana, Mr. Giles Enticknap. A very good morning to you. Thank you for coming through.
Good morning. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's an honor that we get it straight from you, not second or third party on this announcement, because it is of great interest to Botswana. It almost is a bit of a shocker, but surely there must be a reason around this. Let's get to how did we arrive here?
That's right.
Yeah.
This is an important announcement.
Yes.
And I understand it's a difficult decision to hear for many Batswana.
Yeah.
This was a difficult decision for the UK government to take. It was a decision based solely on immigration and border security reasons, and is not reflective of the deep, broad, and as I said to you before coming on air, very much deepening relationship we have between our two countries.
Right. So let's go straight into it. Just what concerns are there? Because I know that the team that was trying to engage the subject, the government-led team that was trying to engage the subject was trying to apply for leniency or some sort of phased-out implementation. But this decision remained final, so there must be a very sound decision for this.
That's right. As I said, this is based on asylum and immigration data.
What happened?
Since 2022, there's been a high and sustained number of Botswana nationals arriving in the UK as visitors and then subsequently claiming asylum. And this constitutes a misuse of the immigration system, which placed pressure, great pressure, on border operations in the UK. And it's not something that's sustainable in the long term. Right.
I remember sometime, was it June, July, August, somewhere there, this concern surfaced. It made a news once again. So what has been the engagement of the UK government? Or is this an operation that has been going on for how long, observing this and trying to combat this situation? That's
right. So we have very strong cooperation on issues of migration with the government of Botswana and have done for some time. And this is an issue we have been discussing at length with the government, and we enjoy excellent relations with the government. Yeah. You mentioned an operation which is an ongoing investigation, so I can't comment, but that was in the papers, yes. And this was around people smuggling and illegal migration into the UK. The introduction of a visitor visa, what that does is that enables safe and secure travel for those Batswana that have a visa to the UK. We want Batswana to come to the UK. We really do. We want you to come as visitors. We want you to come as students. We want you to come on work visas. Indeed, just this month we have our next cohort of the Shevening scholars who are settling in the UK as students on student visas. And we're putting in place a system to ensure that is as smooth and as hassle-free for all Batswana that wish to come to the UK as visitors.
And how long have we observed this concern that of the contravention of immigration regulations in the UK that have led to this decision of some Botswana nationals are getting into the UK and claiming asylum status?
As I said, it's really a post-COVID phenomenon. Since 2022, we have seen a consistent high number of Botswana travelling to the UK as visitors and then subsequently claiming asylum. So it's been going on for a while, and it's an issue which we've been working on closely and in tight cooperation with the government of Botswana.
You would appreciate that it would be a bit of a surprising phenomenon for anybody living in Botswana now, as I ask you this. So what reasons are usually forwarded for asylum seeking?
So I can't go into the specific cases of asylum, because that would not be proper. But what I can say is those Batswana who seek to claim asylum, very few are granted. And what that means is the reasons for claiming asylum are not judged to be sound enough. And that is one of the reasons why we have implemented a visa regime. It is safe, it is secure, and it is hassle-free, straightforward and set out, and I'll go into that in more detail. But what that ensures is that only genuine visitors come to the UK and it ensures that you have a clear route for Batswana wishing to enjoy the deep connections, cultural, business, educational, that we have between our two countries.
So Your Excellency, what exactly does this visa requirement entail? I mean, people do visit for different reasons. Maybe if we could just look at what this measure applies to. Everything from visit to person, let's just cover that.
Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely. So anyone now, any Batswana wishing to go to the UK requires a visa, whether that's for a visit. Previously, you already required a visa to be a student or a working permit. So the change here is the introduction of a visit visa. Going about that is straightforward and simple. You go to gov.uk and you apply. You fill out an online application form, which is the same for all countries that require visas. You pay a fee. You then attend what's called a biometric appointment at the Visa Application Centre, which is in Game City. We actually have two now. We have Game City and we have the Hilton Hotel. We have increased the capacity of our ability to take appointments from 3 days to 5 days. We have 2 locations because we want to make sure that all those Batswana wanting to apply for visit visas now are able to get an appointment.
Okay, so if you don't mind, we'll come back to that right at the end because I want to give it as its due attention.
Of course.
I want to still go around what is happening, to just see that we cover every aspect of it so it's fully understood. So then what does this mean? I know that there had been, the government had tried a very spirited engagement to try and negotiate perhaps maybe a phased out implementation of this or some sort of a leniency to this. But then this decision being final and effecting as of 14th October, what does this mean? Are we going to be here forever, or are there chances that we can reevaluate this and come back to a visa-free status to the UK?
So all visa decisions remain under review, and the British government keeps them under close review. So we will continue to do that, and we will continue to work very closely with the Government of Botswana, looking at these issues, looking together at how we can tackle this global phenomena of irregular and illegal migration.
Okay. And the effective date being the 14th of October, what does this mean then for those that are actively travelling or have travelled, those in country in the UK? Yes. What is the arrangement therein?
So if you're in the UK already, there's nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
There's a 6-week transition period. We understand that people may have just jumped on a flight. Of course, they would have already had an ETA. And so I think what's important to understand is not to panic. There is no reason to panic. Enjoy your trip, enjoy your stay if you're already in the UK. If you are working there or if you're a student, you already have a visa. So this has no impact on you. This is just those colleagues and nationals who are visiting the UK.
So there will be a transition
of 6 weeks. Of 6 weeks, a transition period.
Is it possible that somebody could be could be in the UK beyond 6 weeks, and what's the arrangement for them over there? What's going to happen to them?
If you're worried about your specific circumstances, please check our website, gov.uk, and we'll be able to find answers to your specific case. Of course, I can't speak to every individual case or timeline, but there's a 6-week transition period. But effective yesterday, if you're planning to travel to the UK, you will require a visa. So please look at gov.uk, and we've got a system set up, ready, tested, to ensure that that's smooth for you. And we really look forward, as I said, to welcoming many more Batswana to the UK. We've got deep relations and we've got deep connections. But
let's talk about just that, because I suppose we have sat in that position for a very long time of these historic ties from the protectorate era. And as you did mention, there is a relationship that is deepening. So I want to get your comment on just that, to perhaps those citizens that might be thinking, is our friendship now being injured or bruised somehow with the UK? And give you this opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as I said, this decision has been taken on issues of migration and border security only. This is not a reflection of the deep relationship that we have, the deep partnership that the UK has with Botswana. Indeed, His Honour the Vice President is in London as I speak. His Excellency, the President, visited London recently, and we have had a whole swathe of high-level ministerial and senior official meetings during the last few months. And we are very much on an upward trajectory in terms of our relationship across many areas. And particularly, I'd like to say the Botswana Economic Transformation Plan.
Yes.
That is something we are very excited about. That is something that UK private sector is very excited about. And indeed, His Honour the Vice President was speaking to UK investors about that just yesterday. And we're excited to get involved.
Finance in London.
In London, exactly.
Yes, okay.
And I think that speaks to the depth of our relationship and the substance to it.
Let me just come. So we've covered the what is happening. We've covered the reasons for what is happening. So perhaps let's get to then way forward. So what happens when you are in Botswana or you're in Botswana and do you now want to visit the UK?
Absolutely. Well, let me just say again, look, we really understand that travel is important for families, whether that's for work, for business, for cultural exchange. And we understand that this was a disappointing decision, and we understand that this came to a shock to many, which is why we're putting in place a robust system to make it as hassle-free as possible for Batswana visiting the UK. Yeah. So what do? First of all, you go online at www.gov.uk, apply to come to the UK. There you will be directed to the correct page. You fill out the application form of whichever visa you are seeking. There are 6-month, 2-year, 5-year, even longer visas you can apply for, whichever suits your personal preference. You then pay the visa fee, and then you then have an appointment at our visa application centre. Now, as I said, our visa application centre has been bolstered. We now have 2 locations. We have a location in Game City, which is the permanent one, and we have a temporary surge capacity at Hilton Hotel. You will be given an appointment. You'll be able to choose an appointment of what's available. You will then go to either of those locations and give your biometrics. That's a simple fingerprint, a photo, hand over your passport, and then it's a 15-day working day period whilst the decision for the visa is being made. You will then get an email to say your passport is ready for collection. You collect it, and off you go. And I've been to the visa application centre myself, and it's a very professional outfit. But we have taken a precautionary measure in anticipation of more Batswana wanting to travel to ensure we've got sufficient capacity. They'll be open 5 days a week in two locations.
But what has been the average normal day in the life of Botswana and UK travels? Do we get large volumes of of visitors as has been, and therefore which would mean you should anticipate large volumes of applications? Yeah,
obviously we've looked at the data very closely. Yes. We have teams who are specialists in doing this, involving travel all around the world from countries into the UK. Yeah. So we've crunched the numbers, and we're confident that we can handle the number of applications that we're expecting to see, and we have the ability to augment that depending on what we see, and we're tracking that very, very closely indeed. And we've got a very professional partner in our visa application centre to help us facilitate those as quickly as possible within the 15-day working day period.
Please let's talk about the 15-day working period. You're saying that this would be put into effect, or the system will be well oiled and running. Should be expected within 15 days, or immediate as the announcement was made? So
let me 15 days from putting in your passport at the visa application centre. Once you've done that and given your biometrics, there is then an SLA, a service level agreement, you should expect within 15 working days to have your passport back. It may be sooner, but the expectation is within 15 days. So we ask people when they're thinking about travelling, think in advance, apply as soon as possible, and we'll be there ready, waiting, and looking forward to applications and looking forward to welcoming many Batswana to the UK.
Absolutely. So then do you have the numbers, or am I sabotaging here? The 1,332 number is what we saw flying in the media of the heaviness of the applications for asylum that were questionable, that brought us to this decision. Or how heavy are these numbers? Is this a number that we're still looking around? Is that the number?
So the number you're talking about is the number of Batswana that claimed asylum in the UK between January 22 and June 23. 25.
Right.
That is a significant number.
It is.
Yes. And the introduction of a visit visa will ensure that our borders remain secure. It will ensure that all Botswana have safe and secure travel and entry into the UK.
Okay.
So,
To close it off, I want you to go back because I want us to allay any concerns around perhaps this affecting any policy bilaterally or anything that affects the relationship bilaterally between Botswana and the UK. Because I mean, some pockets of commentary were of the school of thought that we should probably also demand the same reciprocal demand of the UK, and that this is clearly coming from a position of perhaps feeling snapped in a way. So then I want to close off with you speaking to the relationship. Yes.
So I understand the disappointment,
Yeah.
and I understand the frustration and the shock of the announcement. But I want to assure your listeners that the partnership between the UK and Botswana is as strong as it's ever been. We are seeing a crescendo of engagement at the highest level between the UK and Botswana. And I think, as I said earlier, the fact that His Honour, the Vice President, is in London this very week, speaking to UK investors to see how we can support economic diversification in Botswana, how UK companies can invest, grow the economy here for mutual benefit between the UK and Botswana and create jobs. We are fully behind that plan, and we look forward to continuing to deepen the strong partnership based on a long and wonderful history between the UK and Botswana.
Let's close it off with that online, the page that we go to apply to make that visa application.
Yes, if you just go to gov.uk, type it into your browser,
That's it.
you'll get there.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Your
you.
Excellency. Thank you for coming through. All
Thank
right,
you for having me.
Well, speaking to His Excellency British High Commissioner here to Botswana, Mr. Giles Enticknap, and we're speaking to the announcement of Botswana now being required to have visa to travel to the UK, and getting to understand the reasons that led to that, and of course exactly what that means for those that are affected, and going forward how it is that we engage with this requirement.